Hi everyone, welcome to Skill Questers Hub. In this video, we will explore magic commands in Jupyter Notebook. Magic commands are built-in commands that provide additional functionality beyond the normal Python commands. The magic commands are prefixed with single percentage or double percentage. Let's explore the magic command %dirs. So %dirs is a magic command that shows the current directory stack. Okay, the directory stack contains the folders navigated using pushd and popd. This is useful for tracking directory navigation history in Jupyter Notebook. So this will keep a track of the directories that we have navigated using pushd and popd. Okay, let's run the command %dirs. So if we run this command, it gives an empty list. Okay, this is empty because we have not used the pushd and popd yet. So let's use that. So pushd and popd both are used for navigation. So using pushd command, we can move to a folder and the current folder is added to the list. Okay, so the current folder is added to the directory stack. And in case of popd, it pops out the directory from the current directory stack and it moves to that particular directory. Okay, let's see this in action. So let's use the command %pushd. So if you give the command %pushd, it will add the current directory that we are in. So it will add it to the current directory stack and move to that particular directory. So let's run this. So you get the output projects magic command. So this is the directory that we are running this Jupyter Notebook on. Okay, so this would have added the magic commands directory into the current directory stack and has moved to the directory. So let's check that. So let me run the dirs again. Okay, so here we can see the output magic commands. So this has added the directory magic commands. Okay, and if you run pwd, we can also see that it has moved to the directory magic commands. But since we were already in this particular directory, there wouldn't be the difference in the directory. But here you can see that for what pushd is used and popd is used and how it fills the current directory stack. Okay, let's run the popd now. So %popd, this is used to pop the recently added directory. Okay, and move back to the directory. So let's run %popd. So here you can see it has popped out magic commands. Now if you run the directory dirs, you can see it's empty. So pushd is used to add the directory to the current directory stack and popd is used to remove it. Okay, so this is useful in keeping a track of the directory while we navigate in between the directories. So this is useful for tracking the directory navigation history in Jupyter Notebook. Let's next explore the command %dhist. So %dhist is used to display history of all directories visited in the session. So here we can get the history of all the directories we have visited in this particular session in the Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so let's run the magic command %dhist. So this lists the directories that we have visited. So we have visited the same directory magic command twice. So that is listed here. Okay, so next let's explore the magic command %pushd. Okay, so %pushd is a magic command that changes directory and saves the current one in a stack, as we have seen in the previous example. Now we'll see it in more detail. So this magic command %pushd changes the directory and saves the current directory into the stack. Okay, So let's run the command %dirs. So this is empty. Now let's run the command %pushd, and we are giving the parameter of the directory projects. Okay. So we are moving from magic commands to the projects. Okay, let me also show that. So let's run pwd to see what directory we are in. So it is the directory magic commands. Okay, now we are going to move from magic commands into projects. Okay, so this is pushd. So if I run pushd, it will move to the directory projects and it will save the current directory, which is magic commands, into the directory stack. Okay, let's see that. So let me run the command %pushd projects folder. So let me run this. So now you can see that it has moved to projects. Okay. And the current directory has been saved into the directory stack. Okay. Now if you run %pwd, you can see that the folder has changed from magic commands to projects directory. Okay. And if we run dirs again, so this is changed from an empty directory stack to the directory magic commands. Okay. So using pushd, we were able to move from one folder to another and keep a track of the folder which we were previously in. Next, let's explore the magic command %popd. So %popd is a magic command that removes the current directory from stack. So it removes the current directory from stack and returns to the previous directory. Okay, so this is useful for back navigation. Okay, as we saw in pushd, we were earlier present in magic commands. We moved to projects and the current directory was stored in the directory stack. Now using popd, we can move back to the previous directory magic commands. So this removes the current directory from stack and moves to the previous directory. So let's see that in action. So currently in %dirs, we have magic commands. Okay. And the current directory we are in, pwd, is projects. Now if you run popd, it will remove this magic commands directory, which is inside the directory stack, and it will return to this directory magic commands. Okay. So let me run the command %popd. Okay, so this has popped out magic commands and it has also changed the directory. So let's run pwd. So we can see the directories change from projects to magic commands. And now if you run dirs, you can see that it is empty. Okay, it has popped out the directory and moved to it. Next, let's explore the command %recall. So %recall is a magic command that recalls a previous command from history for editing or reuse. Useful for quickly reusing the past commands which we have run earlier. Okay, so first, let's see the history. What are commands that we have run earlier? So for that, you can give the command %history and run this. Okay, so here it gives the history of the commands that we have run so far in this session. So now we can recall any of these commands. Okay, so let's recall the command pwd. Okay, which is the fourth command. If you count from here, it is 4. So the command is %recall and give the number of the command that we want to recall. So if I run this command, we get the command pwd that is listed here. Okay. Now if you want to recall the command dirs, you can change it to 1 from 4 and run this. You'll be able to see that dirs is recalled. Okay. And now we can edit this or run this. So let me run it. It gives the output. So %recall is used to recall a command which was previously run. Next, let's explore the command %rerun. So %rerun is a magic command which re-executes a previous command from the history. Okay, so this is useful for rerunning commands which we have previously run in this particular session. Okay, so again, we can check the percentage history. So this gives the history of the commands that have been run. Now from the history, we can run any command. So let's run the command dirs, which is the first command. So you can give the command %rerun, and you can give the number of the command, so 1. So let's run this. Okay, so here you can see it runs the command dirs and the output is print. Okay, so the recall command only recalls the previous command, whereas the rerun command reruns the previous command. Okay, next let's explore the command %tb. So %tb is a magic command that displays full traceback of the last error. And this is very useful for debugging the exceptions in detail. So let's see that in action. So we have a piece of code here, okay, which is a equal to 1, b equal to 0, c equal to a by b. So this divides the two variables a and b. Okay, so let's run it. So if you run this, we get the exception 0 division error. Okay, so this is a code with an exception. So here we can also use the magic command %tb for debugging the exception. Okay, so let's run %tb. Okay, so the %tb magic command is also used to give the exception details of the last error that has occurred. Next, let's explore the command %xdel. So %xdel is a magic command that deletes a variable completely from memory and removes the references. This is useful for freeing memory in large computations. Okay, so this is useful in deleting an existing variable. So let's see that in action. So this is a variable. Let's declare it data equal to 1. Let's run it. Let me run data. So this gives the value 1, which we have stored in data. So now let's run the command %xdel data. Let me run this. So this has deleted the variable data from the memory. So now if you run the variable data, it throws an error. Okay. Next, let's explore the command %markdown. So %markdown is a magic command that turns a cell into markdown format for formatted text. So this is useful for writing headings, notes, documentation in the notebook. Okay, so let's see that. So we have the command in the cell %markdown, and below that we have the line with hash hello world. So in case of markdown, this is used for displaying a heading. So let me run this command. So if you run this, it displays hello world in heading format. So if you use the markdown command, it treats the cell as a markdown. Okay. Next, let us see the command %JavaScript. So %JavaScript is a magic command which runs a JavaScript code inside a Jupyter Notebook cell. Okay, so let's see that in action. So here we have a code %JavaScript, and below that we have a JavaScript code. So we have the code which adds an alert hello. Okay, so let's run this code. So if I run the code, it gives the alert with the text hello that we have added. Let's give OK. Okay, so this is how we can use %JavaScript magic command to run a JavaScript code inside Jupyter Notebook. I have also prepared a reference guide with the commands that we have discussed in this video. You can also refer that. I will be sharing the link to this reference guide in the description. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel.